Welcome to Reality After Show coverage of Deal or No Deal Island, Season 2, Episode 10, I believe. Who's to say? It's the exit interview. It doesn't matter what episode it is. I'm not Phillip. Phillip Solomon's here. I'm leaving. I can't be a part. What do you? Too soon, Phillip. Too soon.
Too soon. It was a time. It was a time, but it happened, and I don't have as many regrets as America thinks I should have. If I'm being completely honest with you.
No, so give me one thing up front. All right. So we know you don't like iguanas. It's no secret. You're not big on heights either, right?
No. So if I just like bring you through this journey, the things I told them that I have almost no experience with: heights, swimming, and animals. You've gotten to watch them all. You've gotten to watch it all happen all season.
The swimming, I don't think you embarrass yourself in any way. Okay.
Fair.
The iguanas, I've had a pet iguana. I've had a 5 foot, like I didn't get it, but I got it. So some people just don't like that shit, and that's fine.
Okay, can I throw this out there?
Please.
We are overseas on an island.
Yeah.
The exact thing we got on the way in, the disclaimer. We tested all of these iguanas. They should be clean, but if anything scratches you or bites you, we will have to pull you out for medical attention.
All right. So just
what?
Just a little. All right. I'm. Phillip,
and then you were like,
I
have
don't know
fun.
if you saw Lachelle. Did you see Lachelle go after you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but here's why I went so early on. The only thing worse than regular iguanas are pissed off iguanas. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to go number 1, but I'm not going to wait until the end either. So that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you don't the swimming. I thought the swimming was fine. I'm once again, I'm okay with the iguana. Like if that's your gimmick, you don't like iguanas. That's your gimmick. You don't like iguanas. All right. So heights. We didn't really get to overly see it, but you just don't like heights.
Oh, deathly afraid of heights to the point where when we had to do the ring challenge, I had a full spiral breakdown. Tears to snot to spit. They had to pull me off the dock and put me back again. Oh, it was bad.
See, I wish we could have seen that.
Yeah. Me too.
not even episodes, because I think a lot of people would be sitting here right now going, you made the move of moves. This is a win for Phillip Solomon, because I'm sitting here. I don't know how season 2 ends challenge-wise. You don't know how season 2 ends. No one knows, while we're filming this, what's going to happen. We do know what happened at the end of season 1. Okay? So if the end of season 2 is remotely close to the final challenge on the end of season 1, I think the Golden God, Parvati, and Letty all beat you on that final challenge.
There's a good shot.
Okay. If it's Jonny Fairplay in the Phillip situation, I guarantee you the Golden God, Letty, and Parvati beat me in that final challenge. So it's very difficult at Final 5, even though Final 5 is gross. We'll get there. It's very difficult at Final 5 to be that far into the game going, is this where I cash in? Because I could win. If it's me, if it's me, or if I'm Phillip Solomon, do I beat Dixon right here? Probably. Do I beat CK? Probably. But does the Golden God, Parvati, and Letty have a much greater percentage, over 50% than I do, of winning that challenge? Yes. I'm taking the deal, 75 grand. I just won the best game I can guarantee myself to win.
I think that you are making the same mistake that everyone made on the island. I think when you look at the actual track record of the wins in excursions, I'm up there. I'm between the 3 of them, almost number 1 or 2. I want to say number 1 is probably Letty.
Yeah.
But
you're right there.
But Letty had the highest case after grabbing the rings. Who grabbed that ring?
You did.
If you also want to say, and so because also then the next time when we did the foot race. Technically, Letty didn't have a case at all. I got the first banker's bonus and the second one. And so theoretically, if you're looking at the numbers, what I love is that you're doing exactly what everyone else did. You're like, he can't win anything. I won a lot of things. But
No,
I think it's just a matter
no,
of.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying at that final challenge from season 1's final challenge of season 2, the smart move is to say, give me $75,000 right now.
I think it did come down to the money after a while, just because I saw his arm shaking. That wasn't the plan initially. That was not it. I was not like, I'm going to grab all this money. And then when I saw Letty drop, and I was like, uh-oh. And then Parvati dropped. And I also want to throw this into the universe. CK told us before the game started that she would do whatever it took to make sure David and Parvati didn't win. And magically, she went from so strong to like, I let go too. Oops. And I was like, okay. So I was like, wait, I have a really good shot at the money now. And so because there was only one person standing in my way that looked on the shakier end, I was like, then we're going to get the money.
All right. So do you think, I think CK, it was too heavy for her and she dropped it. Do you think that, because we were talking earlier, we don't, if we have CK on the show, we don't think we're going to get an honest answer. I mean, based on this episode alone, I don't think that she literally threw out every single possible scenario in confessional. It's just like, one of those is going to work.
We were told at the time, Letty and myself were told that she did it on purpose, but then I think Parvati and David were told immediately after that it wasn't on purpose. Like, I don't ever know. I think that's the hard part.
She could have won the whole thing, no problem. And I'm just like, it didn't. But as I said, I don't think we'll ever know.
I don't think we will. And I think that like that is kind of the hard part about playing with a player like that long term. Yeah. I think that you look at who we are as people individually, and you're like, Letty's a former Miss Indiana. She has a platform. She has philanthropy. Girls looking up to her. So she's consistently saying like integrity, playing a good game or whatever else. Lachelle, social worker. Phillip, teacher. He's been doing this for years. He has adolescents looking up, but like the thing is,
but you're teaching people about Huck Finn, Phillip. I mean,
I mean, the thing is, when you look at CK, she is a banker and a poker player. And so even though she has to always be thinking long-term, she has to make quick decisions to make small wins in order to get like the long win. And if you look at her in the game, she's like, what's going to get me out of this episode? That's it. And you're like, okay, but what about the next one? You're like, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. No one will remember what I did last time when I could not be counted on for anything.
And Phillip, I wanted to ask you, so when we go to the temple and we see that David has this choice, he has to eliminate someone. We were just talking about in the episode that we just did for Reality After Show. I thought there was like a 10% chance he was going to choose you to eliminate. I really thought you were in a good position. I thought the move there was to get rid of CK, and I understand that CK is probably not as big of a physical threat as you are in the final competitions, and that's probably where he was leaning. Plus, your relationship with Letty definitely probably was a contributing factor. What was your anticipation going into that? Did you think that you had a real chance of survival there, or were you completely stunned?
So what the viewers didn't get to see is the conversation that David and I had at the start of the episode yesterday. We had one of those every morning. We started off every morning with him and I.
Felt when we see you guys working out, like, because Bobby was just like, Letty and Phillip are pretty close. I'm just like, yeah. And I think it's obvious that Letty works out. But if you're paying attention at the beginning of almost every single episode, it's Phillip and David working out together, and Letty's not there.
And so when David says in the last episode, I probably trust Phillip the most, the average viewer were probably like, who? You don't know that man. But I promise you, even though it wasn't in the edit, we talked like that every morning. Yeah. And his big thing was, ironically enough, we can't let a reality TV winner win again. They already have so much. Why would we let another reality TV winner win again? You two will love this. The last conversation that didn't even air, I was like, you won something. You probably won like Australian Survivor or something. And he's like, do they even have that? And I was like, I have no idea. They have one of those of me too. And I was like, okay, well, if you look at him, you're like, he didn't win like Love is Blind Australia. I'm like, he hasn't been wearing a shirt for 2 weeks. The man's wearing no shoes. Look at him. He's a survivor. And so like, it's so weird that like, I didn't know that, but I kept like throwing it out as being like, and I think it was that last day that I was like, if you are an Australian Survivor winner, I swear. And he thought it was hilarious. I was like, no, dude, we won't be friends anymore.
Oh. So, well, if it makes you feel any better, Australian Survivor winners only get 500,000 and not $1 million.
Also, that part, he didn't technically say an untruth. It's true. He was not a millionaire.
He was not a millionaire.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh my God. So we do have to address this. So watching last night, it's temple time. You know what that means. Parvati's wearing makeup. But that's not all, Philip. You're wearing a Geisha Girl 2-piece short set. So I don't have a Geisha Girl model. But
More for you, Philip.
But I do have my 2-piece short set.
Wow, Johnny. Wow.
Were you ready for this?
I wasn't, but now I'm so glad I'm here for it, honestly.
So I just, it took all of my soul to watch your exodus that I had to do something in honor. So and you know, it's hard to squeeze on such a small outfit like this, being the Boca Raton Cruiserweight Champion of the world.
Let's go.
Of Boca Raton.
Philip, I also wanted to ask you, at what point did you decide fully, okay, I'm going to go for the money here, like this is going to happen? And was there part of you that wanted to say, screw David over and possibly drop and take that money first? Because we had talked about it too. We were like, the play is not to do what Parv did, where wait to the last minute and then drop your case, because then anything can happen. Anyone can drop at that point. The best play is to just drop it as soon as they open the case, drop it, and then no one else can take it. What was your plan? I know you said the money was right there as a contributing factor. Is there any part of you that wanted to say, no, I'm going for this too?
So I think for me, I didn't think the money was a real possibility until it came down to like the two of us. And I saw his arm shaking and I was like, yo, I think I got this. I was like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like secure. And once David drops his, I hold on to mine for an extra like 6 minutes, because I'm trying to get the briefcase after the one I got. And so they came around every like 10 minutes and I made it to like the 6th and my arms and legs were like, no, sir, you're going down. But it's because I thought to myself, if I get the next one, then I would have been somewhere in the middle, but that would have been the olive branch that I could eventually say, remember the conversation we had this morning. Here's how you know that I'm in. I didn't screw you over when I had the opportunity to screw you over.
Yeah. So did you guys know that they were going to repeat the order of the cases?
Yes, but the issue is I wasn't paying enough attention to the numbers, and it's like 89 degrees. We're sweating. I've been out there for an hour. And so they close them up immediately and they go, they're going to come back around again. And you're like, which one is that one? Like you start being like, wait, was that 1.7, 1.2, 1. Like, and the numbers were so close. And when you guys see at home, this one has this amount. We don't see that in person, obviously. So like we're trying to do the math, and also like our arms are in pain and there's a lot happening there that you're like, it seems so easy to only be like, well, why wouldn't you just do X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, I wish I had the level-headed thought to
What was the quarter of your body weight at that time?
It was about 50 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. So because it makes knowing that makes me feel a different way about Letty dropping when she did, because the fact that we didn't know if you guys knew that it was going to come back around, and I get all those contributing factors, but the advantage is let it go all the way around. I know it's easier said than done, but that's the play. It's 100% the play. Do not drop till you know what the highest case is, and go from there. So it makes me feel a little bit differently about Letty's performance in that competition.
Her performance was crazy because she is super fit and muscular. But if you look, there's only a couple inches between David and her for height. So she's holding a lot of weight. Like she's holding it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Well, I know we got to wrap things up here in a second. Phillip, how was your experience? I'm sure you had an amazing time. Anything else you want to say about your game?
To be honest, my exit speech even holds up even right now. I thought in my head that I'd be like, I think you're going to be like angrier or saltier when you let time go by. And the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I had a hell of a run for someone that has never been on TV or doing anything. I have been there for 12 days, 13 days, going head to head with reality TV champions that have been doing this for 10 years, 15 years, Dr. Will, 20 years. And I held my own. And so for that, I'm good.
I'm proud. You're my favorite. Don't tell MG, Dr. Will, or the Golden God, or Dixon. You'll crush them. Phillip, we were rooting for you. I think you made quite the impact. I'm so inspired being able to see the other stuff that has come from this. You know, the men's health and all the interviews and stuff. I think you're a true hero to a lot of people out there, and I think that's a win just in itself. 75 grand ain't bad to throw on top of that. And if there is indeed a Deal or No Deal Island, DONDI All-Stars, I think we got a first ballot person here. Phillip Solomon, we love you.
If they call me back for season 3, I will pack a bag.
All right. Well, Phillip, we appreciate you spending time with us this morning. I know you got other interviews. We hope to talk to you in the future, and best luck going forward, brother.
All right, guys. Have an awesome day.
Bye. Thank you.